Is irrational fear holding you up from leasing a truck? Let's find out right after this.
Everybody get up.
Hey everybody, it's me, Mark State, back here talking with you. Come on aboard as we're getting it done. That's right, get her done. Was hanging around in Ike Stevens' Say No to Bonehead Truckers room earlier today before I started, and saw the number one argument against what they think is against leasing a truck. I'll post the comment up here on the video, and I'll paraphrase the best I can remember. It was in response, this guy put this argument, or just as he was thinking he was giving a friendly reminder to a guy not to lease a truck. Because, why would you want to make a truck payment for the company? 750 feet. Come on, buddy, get around me. There you go. Why would you want to make the truck payment for the company by leasing a truck? And to me, that's an irrational argument, an irrational thought. Because if you're a company driver, if you really stop and think about it, you are still paying for the truck, even as a company driver. Here's how. Low pay, 36 cents a mile. 36, 25, 28, whatever the heck it is, your company's paying you as a company driver is ensuring that the company can make the truck payment. That's how I know. It's that simple. Because the ultimate person paying for the truck is the customers we're hauling freight for. Step back and take a look at the big picture business model. In business, the end customer is always the person paying for the cost of operating that business. That's why people go into business, to make money. Making money is called profit. If your company has no profit, you make no money. Why would you be in business why would you operate a business to not make money? It doesn't make sense to me. Unless you're a non-profit, you don't be of course, if you're a non-profit, you're designed not to make money. But in a for-profit business, wow, that is a gorgeous lake. Man, I wish I was out there shooting a video right now. I digress. Sorry, let's get back to truck argument. Yeah, why would you run a business if you're not going to make a profit? So the trucking company is making a profit, and trust me, that truck is getting paid for with your hard work. Okay? So, why would you want to lease a truck? All you're doing is making the truck payment for the company. Well, that's what a company driver's doing. The only way out of that equation is to buy your own truck. Everybody knows that. Become an owner-operator. Own the equipment. Because eventually, if you own the equipment, that equipment's going to get paid off, and then there's no more truck payment. And then the profit really rolls in. Your business will really make some money. So how do you get there? Well, as I've always stated, there's 9,000 ways to make money in trucking. You just need to find one that works for you. My path that I'm taking has changed a couple of times. I was going to borrow the money, and I had it borrowed at one point to go use as a down payment on a truck. I gave the money back and said no thank you. Why? Because Kevin Rutherford was correct. Borrowing money to start your business means you're starting your business out in the red. And who the hell wants to start their business venture out owing money? That's not a good place to start. Talk about risk. So I gave the money back, and I came up with a new plan. And that's why I like Prime's lease. I'm leasing this truck. Yes, I'm making the payment for the company, but so is a company driver. But I'm making more money than a company driver. I'm making about, on the bottom end, 54, 55 cents per mile. Profit driving this truck. Okay? And at the end of 3 years, I get a $15,000 completion bonus check just for completing the lease. 15 grand. Gee, that almost sounds like it's $5,000 more than what a down payment would be needed on a used truck, huh? And that's the plan. Use 10 grand of that 15 completion bonus to put down on a truck, bank the other 5, and use that to kind of as the reserve for maintenance and things that need to be, get done. Maybe replace a tire or 2 or all of them. But now I'm starting to pay on my truck. Now I'm an owner-operator making a truck payment on a truck that I'll pay off and will be mine at the end. And then I own the truck. So if you drive for a company for 6 years, as a company driver, what do you own at the end of 6 years? Do you own the truck? No, you're a company driver. Are you in the process of owning a truck? No, you're still a company driver. Well, at the end of 6 years, for me, I own my own truck. It's paid off. Now there's no more truck payment. It's out of the equation completely. Okay? So the question you have to ask yourself when it comes to fear and what's holding you back is do not let somebody look at you and go, why would you want to make the truck payment for the company? I just proved to you it's bogus and bunk. It's a BS argument. A company driver is still making the truck payment for the company being a company driver. What you want to do is flip that argument on them and go and use that last point I just made. At the end of 6 years, what does a company driver own? And at the end of 6 years, what does a prime lease operator own? The answer, his own truck with no truck payment. End of story. I'll cover some other fears, some other myths, and we'll debunk those as well in later videos. Right now, that does it for me. Bye, traffic. That does it for me. I'm out of here. See you next week. Wow. No, there's no place to park. Holy crap. That is absolutely cool. Where the hell am I? Let's take a look at the GPS. Sorry, guys. Hate to interrupt. Lake Providence, Louisiana. That is where I am. Wow. This road runs right along this lakefront. I wish you could see this, and I'm not going to spin the camera around. It's not safe to do that. But, wow. That is why I drive truck right there. I'm on US 65, headed northbound. Lake Providence, Louisiana. Wow. If you live or live near here, you are one lucky bastard. I'll tell you that much. This is, American flags are flying all up and down the road here. And the grass is still green. It hasn't browned up for early winter. And the water is just, wow.